We have no idea what Bill said, but I'm sure it was generous.
Well, good evening. Welcome to Trinity House Theater. We're excited to have you here tonight for this wonderful evening of music. And this In the Round series has been a wonderful addition to the programming here at Trinity House Theater. It's been exciting to see the great artists that it's brought together. And tonight is no different. We have a great evening of music planned for you. I should mention too that we're excited because we have a live audience back here at the theater. Over a year and a half, it's been great getting people back in the house for live music and some of the programming that we have. And we have a great fall of concerts planned. We'd love to have you come back. We'll be back with live audiences here on September 11th for our show with Julianne Ankley and the Rose, which you heard a little bit of their music as you were arriving this evening. Great and wonderful country singer and songwriter from right here in Michigan. But without further ado, we want to turn it over to this evening of music. So please join us in welcoming to the Trinity House stage Dave Rossiter, Emily Rose, and Josh Rose.
My name's David Rossiter. I'm with the band Oughta Know, and I'm out of Ann Arbor.
My name is Emily Rose, and I am based out of the Detroit and surrounding area.
My name is Josh Rose. I'm a singer-songwriter from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
And right now I'm finishing up work on an online songwriting course that I've been building out over the past probably 6 months. You know, it's turned into this massive project, and I'm very excited about it because over the past 20 years I've learned a ton about songwriting, and I love sharing it. So that's the main project. The other thing is Oughta Know went from an electric band, a 5-piece, down to a 3-piece acoustic trio, and I'm with Dave Keeney and Sophia Hanifi. We're starting to play gigs again, which is super exciting.
I am currently writing an album about animals. Every song is from a different perspective of a different animal. That's what I'm in the process of writing that.
I have 3 studio albums that I have done in my life. One's called Firework Letdown 2004, one's called Slow Bloom 2008, one's called Old Laminate 2014. I have been working on doing a new CD, new album, whatever you want to call it. It's a collection of songs, and I'm back in the studio, and we're going to release it hopefully next year. It's going to be called Foreverland.
How's everybody doing?
How is everybody?
Well, we're super pleased to be here. Guess I'll start, huh? Well, I've been waiting all my life for you to come running, be my wife, take my hand in the darkness, lead me into the light, lay down beside me in the deep of the night. I didn't know what to think, what to feel. You for real? Are you for real? Well, I saw you in the distance. Your hair was flying, head thrown back laughing. There's no denying. You got into my head, you got under my skin. Your body was an ocean, I had to jump in. Pull me down, the water's so blue, I just wanna drown. Yeah, one more time around, one more time around. Well, time is a thoroughbred, knows how to run. You can feel the pace quicken with each new day begun. Gonna savor each moment with you by my side. You're my reason for breathing, in your heart I'll abide. Take my hand, I it go. You ought to know. You ought to know that by now. 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 Thank you. Thanks. Over to you.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was 2, 2, and 2.
Nah,
No?
we're gonna go around the horn.
Okay. All right. What's that
Hi,
one
Emily.
called? Hi.
Hi.
Howdy. What's that jam called?
That was You Ought to Know.
That's such a good opener for the night.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that was a great little.
Thank you.
Got me really gonna vibe. This song is called Shoebox Island. It's about when you are just cleaning your house and then you stumble upon a box full of pictures or maybe old letters, and you are transported to your past, a place called Shoebox Island, and the house doesn't get clean. You go to another land. You know what I'm talking about, and you're just there for like who knows how long looking. But this particularly is about how sometimes the past can change as we change. Shoebox Island. In a place long forgotten, I washed ashore, insatiably curious, or was I just bored? Old photographs hanging from trees, old poems are droplets on leaves, like my old lovers who lie there in the shade. I thought this place would never change, but something is different. I noticed it when a feeling arose, subtle as dust, settling. One part nostalgia, 2 parts good grief. Free from a few old stories I used to believe. A few moments so tender, the air smells sweet. On Shoebox Island, Shoebox Island. Should a notion return me, if time allows? Can't let yesterdays borrow up too many nows. Took a lesson from roles I played, left a pitcher of lemonade for my old lovers who lie there in the shade. On Shoebox Island, Shoebox Island.
I have OCD about cleaning. I don't understand the motive of that song, but it was beautiful. So thank you.
You're welcome to come over.
This is the second time I've been able to play with Emily, and she's amazing. We played not right before COVID went down, but kind of before that in Hamtramck.
Mm-hmm.
I had this beautiful day. I got to eat the white borscht soup at the Polish kitchen in Hamtramck, and man, that was a memorable night. So awesome.
Borscht.
Yeah, it was awesome. All right, so welcome tonight to the Trinity House. It's been probably like 8 or 9 years since I played here, so I was so surprised to see some friends that I haven't seen in 20 years. Liz and Sarah, so awesome to see you guys. It's good to be playing inside again. I'm cool with whatever the venue wants to do. It's been a long stretch. Thankful for people who have kept music going. I'm thankful for people who are realizing that live music needs to happen and that videos, although they're a good substitute, they'll never replace the live experience. So I want to thank places like this. So during COVID, I had a lot of time to write. That was one positive thing about it. And not only did I have time to write, I had time to read, and I got into a huge nerd stage. And I started reading all these science books about like Neanderthals and all kinds of like weird stuff like that. And I started reading this book called The Ancestor's Tale by Richard Dawkins. It's 1,100 pages. Highly recommended. And this song came out of reading that book. It's called Fossil. Fool me once, I won't forget it. Wear it on my sleeve. Fool me twice and I'll regret it. Shake my make-believe. Fool me a third time and my heart will sink like a stone, stone, stone. Long ago my professor did explain, you take years in sand and ocean going rain. And then he told us all when we finally fall that only the hardest parts remain. Correct me once, I'm like a boxer, dodging every blow. Correct me twice, I'm like a pupil, only beginning to know. Correct me a third time and I'll start to turn that stone, stone, stone. Long ago my professor did explain, you take years in sand and ocean going rain. And then he told us all when we finally fall that only the hardest parts remain. Embrace me once, I'm like a feather, exchanging pleasantries. Embrace me twice, I'm like the weather, changing with the breeze. Embrace me a third time and I'll sink like a stone, stone, stone. And long ago my professor did explain, you take years in sand and ocean going rain. us all when we finally fall that only the hardest parts remain. David.
Well, that was. I haven't played with these two folks before, and it's one of the great joys of doing this sort of thing is you get to be on stage with artists you're not that familiar with and discover this amazing talent. So I'm very, very happy to be here. And thank you all for coming out. This is the first time I played a public show in 2 years.
Nice.
That's a long time, and it was we've all been through it, and it's great to be coming out the other side in some form, which is kind of what we're doing right now. This is called Long Barreled Gun, and actually I wrote this, it's kind of a Western, and happened to watch Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid the other night.
Nice.
And I realized that the first couple of lines in this song were kind of driven by that movie where they're being chased by the posse.
Yeah.
And they keep going, who are those guys? There's a dust cloud on the horizon, far over to the east. A lame bunch of reckless riders seem to be looking, come after me. I didn't know she was married. I didn't know her last name. I didn't know nothing about it. When she said kiss me, I kissed her again. I knew the second that I saw her, like the first time you hear your own name. Something strange and familiar, thing impossible to explain. I didn't know she was married. I just saw them bruises all across her frame. I didn't know nothing about it, but when she said take me with you, well, I took her by the hand. I don't know what makes this world come apart like the breaking of a heart. I don't know what makes this world come undone like a long barreled gun. Do I look worried that they're coming, sitting with her high
atop this hill, just passing time, getting to know her. Do they get close enough for me to kill? I didn't know he ran this county. I didn't know his claim to fame. I didn't know nothing about it. But when she said shoot him, well, I shot him again. I don't know what makes this world come apart like the breaking of a heart. I don't know what makes this world come undone like a long barreled gun.
That's so good. That's so good. Thank you. I'm gonna stick to the Western Western story theme.
Cool.
Luckily, I have one up that alley. Well, if North Dakota counts as Western,
Yeah.
that's once you're west of the Mississippi, you're in the West, right? I used to watch a lot of Clint Eastwood westerns as a kid because my dad's from Montana and that's his genre. Like Fistful of Dollars and you know what I'm talking about? Josie Wales.
Yep.
So good. So good. So problematic, but so good. So this is a song about my dad's dad, as told from my dad's dad's mom. My great-grandmother. It's the story about why his father isn't in his life, and it's called Missouri River Bridge. Between the skyscraper on the prairie and where the West begins, iron workers worked on the Missouri River Bridge. Said the profits of the trade were well worth the risk. We raised 5 babes, you were our 6th. And each morning I'd watch him go, my nose against our foggy North Dakota ranch home window. Your daddy was a builder of many things. I only wish he would have built himself some wings. I took a seamstress job in Bismarck after Papa took the fall, and looked after you, Joe became the bearing wall. We had no means for a burial, we were barely keeping fed. But we can lay these flowers on the Missouri River bed, and each morning wake up brave. If your back's against a wall that will not budge, then leave your love engraved. Your daddy was a builder of many things. I only wish he would have built himself some wings.
years old, you'll receive a telephone call. This is when you'll find out the story isn't true at all. They'll say, we regret to inform you, but your father has just died. You'll tell them you already got that news as a little child. But I could not bear to say the only bridge your daddy built was the one he used to walk away. Your daddy was a builder of many things. I only wish he would have built himself some wings. I only wish he could have built himself some wings.
Super pretty. Okay. It's starting to feel this way again. As things are kind of opening up. I'm a guy that squeezes every second out of every day. I grew up in a little town called Pickford, which is just above the Mackinac Bridge. I grew up on a sheep farm, and I grew up Catholic. And then I discovered these things called books, and I started reading them. And I got into these guys like Jack Kerouac and Alan Watts, and I discovered Buddhism. And it was always this tagline, it is what it is what it is, right? And I would remember that from all those stories. And then as I got older and older, one of my friends taught me about this thing called mindfulness, which is kind of related to Buddhism. And it's this idea that you take the seconds that you can take and you enjoy every second of them, and hopefully it'll sustain you. And so this is a song about mindfulness. It's kind of about my life. Hopefully it's about yours too. It's called Million Miles an Hour. Slowest steam coming off the water, a pair of flying sandhill cranes. Only got a 3-foot gap to see it all, between the lakeside homes and the window panes. I'm a million miles an hour, I'll take what I can get. No matter how they treat me, baby, I won't quit. Throw down the visor on the sunlight glare, shield my eyes and close the shades. Let's throw the sun on its head and axis, just smile and stare and feel the blaze. I'm a million miles an hour, I'll take what I can get. No matter how they treat me, baby, I won't quit. Daylight come, the marching drum, everyone in line, starting gun, daily marathon to be run till the long decline. But not in my time, not in my time. Last light came like a big old boat of bricks. It just sat there sinking red and calm. Checked it off the list of things I'm supposed to remember, like my daily vitamin and my so-called song.
I'm a million miles an hour. I'll take what I can get. No matter how they treat me, baby. No matter how they treat me, baby. I won't quit. I won't quit. I won't quit. I won't quit.
If you're watching our show tonight on YouTube, thanks for being here. And don't forget that Trinity House is a nonprofit organization, and we have been kept going through this time of COVID by very generous donations and grants. And if you'd like to donate to Trinity House, it's just on our website, trinityhousetheater.org/donate. We'll get you right there. So thank you for your donations, and welcome back to the second half of the show with David, Emily, and Josh.
A venue that is focused on listening as opposed to coming for other reasons, you know, meeting up with friends and drinking and having loud conversations, all of which is really great in a bar. But as a music venue, you really appreciate those rare venues where people come to hear the music and they're focused on the music.
As a musician, you're going to play in different environments. And this is like the, you know, the prime environment.
I love places like Trinity House where the destination is the music and where people want to come and listen. And I love music. I love listening to music. And I love people that listen to music.
The impact on me was it really killed my creativity. It really did. It just slaughtered it. I was not in a creative mood. I considered sort of not a lost weekend, but a lost year. And I know a lot of people, you know, suffered greatly, and that makes me sad.
I wasn't able to write for like the first, well, I wrote like one song during 2020, you know, I just couldn't really, I mean, I'm happy to get one out, but I wasn't feeling exceptionally creative.
This is my first live gig in 2 years.
And then I joined one of those songwriter groups where you have to produce a song a month, and that was what like really helped me start writing again, one of these accountability groups. And I don't know that I would have joined the group if not for being in lockdown.
Well, I'm very, very excited that, you know, we appear to be coming out of it, and hopefully we can continue with the progress on that because I have become reinvigorated, you know, as a result of being able to get out in the world, be with friends, be social, and start to play music again.
I hope it reignites a musical renaissance. I think that when we first got into COVID, we started doing Facebook Live and all those sorts of things. And almost immediately after 1 month, everybody's like, you know what, Facebook Live kind of sucks. Because nothing can replace the live experience. A phone, an iPhone, computer cannot replace the live experience. And I hope everyone realizes that now, and I hope everyone makes every effort to come out and support live music.
When I first started writing, I was kind of into a, you know, sort of dark genre thing, and I wrote a bunch of ghost stories, and this is one of them. It's called Lay Down Next to Me. Got a call from my daughter, said best come home soon. Alice is dying, won't see the harvest moon.
She's the strongest of us all, but there's a weakness to her heart. Stepped into her room, she gave me a start. She was floating above her body like an angel newly born into light. She did say, lay down next to me. Lay down next to me. There's nothing to fear. Come closer, you'll see. Lay down next to me. Took hold of my hand, was when I first felt the sting. Strange kind of current spreading out from my ring. Alive for the first time, then a shortness of breath. Her eyes became empty, her face became death. She took me up, room spinning, sky alive with stars, and I was floating, and she did say, lay down next to me. Lay down next to me. There's nothing to fear. Come closer, you'll see. Lay down next to me. Over to you.
I'm glad that you kicked things off on a dark note,
Just a little.
because my new stuff's pretty dark.
Good.
So
Bring
thank
it.
you. Thank you for not bringing a rainbow with you here, because that's just going to be too much of a stark comparison. This new song is called Milk, and it's each verse is from a different perspective. First one is from, I feel like I need to explain it, or it makes most sense, I think. So first verse is a cow, and a dairy cow, and the second one is a dairy farmer, and then the third one is a dairy consumer.
My baby was born yesterday. They took him away. they wheeled him away. I watched him as dawn met the day, and I cried out a bellow as they wheeled him away. I'm just trying to survive every day. With fistfuls they enter, in pumpfuls they take. I just want to provide for my own. Wanna be left alone. Wanna be left alone. Number 855 gave birth yesterday. She cried out a bellow as I wheeled him away. I whistle as I work through my day. I used to feel something, but I pushed it away. I'm just trying to survive in this life. I got a house and a family and a God-given right. I just want to provide for my own. I wanna be left alone. Wanna be left alone. I bought a gallon of milk yesterday for $2.59. I like how it tastes. It does the body good. It's the American way, and nobody is gonna tell me that it's time to change. I'm just trying to survive in this life. Some things are best left out of mind, out of sight. I just want to provide for my own. I wanna be left alone. Wanna be left alone. My baby was born yesterday. They took him away. They wheeled him away.
Wow.
All right. Thanks, Emily. So we have no relation. We're friends. But I have a twin sister, and her name is Emily Rose. So it's not awkward.
No,
I don't think it's awkward.
nah,
If I keep talking, it'll probably get awkward.
might.
I'm guessing. I'm not going to bring up the exorcism of Emily Rose. It was a famous movie back in the 06s, 07, somewhere
Just
around
when
there.
everyone's forgotten it.
Yeah, don't bring that up.
Dredge it up.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, that was like 14 years ago, so everybody's forgotten about that. So we're not going to keep talking about that because it might get super awkward. But, all right, let's keep doing, let's see, dark tunes. Do I have a dark tune?
We might need you to bring some light to the stage
Yeah?
too. Yeah, it might be
Okay,
nice.
This is kind of dark, not really, but it's a memory song. I'm gonna take you guys back to my homeland. And like I said, I grew up in the middle of nowhere. And if you guys ever think that you grew up in the middle of nowhere, I'll take your middle of nowhere and I'll double down on my middle of nowhere. and you will be somewhere in the middle of nowhere and not even know where you're at. See, that made sense to me in my head. I don't know if that made sense to you guys. And I'm going to do a little talking blues song for you guys about where I grew up. And about 30 miles away from where I live, there's a town called Sault Ste. Marie, and it was the hub of all cultural life. And it's a song about that town. It was back in another century, probably back in 1992, when I was a young, long-haired kid just heading for the Sioux. Some folks come for the history, and some folks come for the view. But I was finally old, so I just drove away from the land of nothing to do. Turned up that old tape player, St. Mary's slow and wide, and I drove 80 miles an hour, a breath away from flying. The maps may tell you different where the sunsets seem to cry, but in my mind I'll always call it, thank God, Riverside. It was probably a year or two later, and I finally have to come clean. You see, the age for drinking in Canada, well, it happens to be 19. So we crossed that bridge in a line or two, never thought anything was wrong, and danced like wild savages to every alternative radio song. Turn up that old tape player, St. Mary slow and wide, and drive 80 miles an hour, a breath away from flying. Maps may tell you different where the sunsets seem to cry, but in my mind I'll always call it, thank God, Riverside. Riverside. Well, I left soon thereafter, part of a population drain. You see, the gods of beauty and ignorance up there, well, they have an even claim. But there are some nights when the airport lights make me reminisce about music night, water drives, and it makes me wish. Turn up that old tape player, St. Mary slow and wide, and drive 80 miles an hour, a breath away from flying. Maps may tell you different where the sunsets seem to cry, but in my mind I'll always call it, thank God, Riverside. Riverside. Little COVID song for you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you, David.
I feel like I've just tuned into some incredible radio station. I'm totally grooving on this, and that song I'm like driving down the road.
Yeah.
There's just this thing, and you almost stop, and then you keep going, and it's just like awesome.
Well, I lived right in the edge of that. Well, I grew up and I had my formative years right in that edge where tapes were still a thing and CDs were still a thing. Mm-hmm. And I bought this old car that still had the tape player so I could use all my old tapes in there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and it was awesome.
And I have to reconsider my diet. So this is
Sorry, not sorry.
I did feel a little guilty about drinking some milk
really
this morning.
cool experience. up here on stage. I made a note. I went up on the Trinity House website and I wrote down some things that were up there. This is just a really quick statement. I thought it'd be interesting to kind of just look at what it says. It says Trinity House exists. Number one, we're sort of in an existential situation here in general, so it's hard for anything to pull that off these days. So it's really important that a place like this can exist, and it exists to enrich and enliven. These are really great adjectives. I mean, to enrich people's lives, enliven people's lives, to enliven the lives of performers, which is definitely doing for me in Southeast Michigan, through brave, truthful, and necessary works of art. Courage and truth, boy, do we need some of that.
Well done. Yes. Clap time.
It's called Blissfield Posts.
Come crawling into town towards the end of the day. Belly full of dark, some hell yet to pay. Yellow dog come running, took a piece out of my leg. Must have smelled it on me, they're peculiar that way. Widow took me in, showed me some kindness. Pure heart like hers is rare to conceive. Can't say for certain, might have just been her blindness. Then again, could have been on account of her need. I know what you're thinking. Comes and goes like a ghost. You can feel the air trembling. From out here to the coast, don't count on no bargain. Give you a day at the most, and you can read all about it in the Blissfield Post. You can read all about it in the Blissfield Post. With skin so thin she could not hide, a sorrow so deep she'd long buried within. She opened her heart, loosed the flood there inside. She healed what was broken, and you dare call it sin. People get to talking in the way that they will, tearing down all that's good till they seal their own fate. If you'd let her alone, she'd be living here still. She got lost in her sadness. I found her too late. I know what you're thinking. Comes and goes like a ghost. You can feel the earth trembling. From out here to the coast, don't count on no bargains. Give you a day at the most, and you can read all about it in the Blissfield Post. You can read all about it in the Blissfield Post. Why shutter your windows when your house is on fire? Why hide in the hallway where you're sure to be seen? Ground is rising, hear that howl on the wind. No use in you praying, I'm gonna wash this place clean. I know what you're thinking. Comes and goes like a ghost. You can feel the air trembling. From out here to the coast, don't count on no bargain. I'll give you a day at the most, and you can read all about it in the Blissfield Post. You can read all about it in the Blissfield Posts.
Is that Blissfield, Michigan?
I got the name off of that town, but it's still on the map, so it's not Blissfield, Michigan.
Okay.
So, I decided to try and write a song from the perspective of a 13-year-old girl who has been dragged on a vacation to the Maine Lobster Festival against her will. It's not a first-person story. This never happened to me. But I do relate to her personality type, which is just truly angsty. Yeah, but I did a little bit of reading as well during this time, and I read this expose by David Foster Wallace called Consider the Lobster. Have you read that? And it was really inspiring, so I thought I would write a song inspired by that from this kid. And it's really actually hard to write from a kid's perspective. I think you'd think that it'd be easy, but it's not. All right. This is called the Lobster Festival.
People stand around the great big tank of murky water, relishing in the rush of sacramental slaughter. I don't wanna be here, I didn't have a choice. I really shouldn't complain because I'll make it out alive. Walking to the porta-john, I see old man Poseidon gazing at a girl sitting on a throne beside him. A sea of fair-skinned faces watching the parade, clutching their traditions on a styrofoam crusade. Is there anyone like me, horrified at the sight of a living body boiling and clinging to the side? In my church and in my school, I was taught the golden rule, but something isn't adding up to me. Atop the Ferris wheel, I marvel at the ocean, all her stolen creatures and the lives they would have chosen. Down below, my dad is buying chintzy souvenirs. I wish that he would listen more while I still have him here in this world that I inherited. I wanna take good care of it. I don't wanna close my heart, no, I don't wanna close my heart. Is there anyone like me, horrified at the sight of a living body boiling and clinging to the side. In my church and in my school, I was taught the golden rule. But something isn't adding up to me.
I'm just here to admit I never eat lobster, so I don't ever eat it. Just to tell you.
Thanks.
All right, so let's see. I got the last tune, and I think we're gonna do a song together. Correct?
Yeah.
All right. So this song, guys, it's been my pleasure to play for you all again. It's been a while since I've been here, so this is lovely. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, crew. One time, I just sat down with my guitar and I just started playing. I had this little thing like this. And I was like, okay, I like the sound of that. So what am I going to do with it now? And I felt it was about a place. So I thought about places and I'm like, okay, San Francisco, Seattle, Sault Ste. Marie. I was like, well, I just wrote a song about Sault Ste. Marie, so I can't do that. And I thought of names of theme parks. And then all of a sudden it just popped in my head. I was like, Foreverland. And I just went with it. And so this is going to be the name of my next record. It's going to be my 4th record. It's going to come out next year. I'm working on it right now. Records, I don't even know what they mean anymore. Albums, I don't even know what they mean anymore. CDs, I don't know what they mean anymore. No one buys them. It's just the way of the world. But I'm still going to release a collection of songs called Foreverland. So here it is. All these songs about California, constant in my brain. Well, I'm from a little further north in the land of fog and rain. And the girls up here, they don't forgive, and the guys don't give a damn. It's a wicked mix, but it still takes sips. You make do with what's at hand. No more songs about the Sunset Strip or rodeo tattoo tans. My roots are deep and fibrous. This is my Foreverland, Foreverland. All these songs about happy endings and upward mobility. Well, their formula never seemed to work with my strengths and ability. It's difficult to be a salesman of hope when you can move a lot of fear. And my poor sales upset their scales. You gotta keep your conscience clear. No more songs about the Sunset Strip or rodeo tattoo tans. My roots are deep and fibrous. This is my Foreverland, Foreverland. All these songs about forever parties and endless energy. Well, my brain and bones began to fade about 8:53. But the sun set wide, and I know we tried to spread love and hope and peace. Those three words should be more heard and broadcast like grains of wheat. No more songs about bucks and glory and what if green grass plans. My roots run deep, got promises to keep. My roots run deep, got promises to keep. My roots run deep, got promises to keep in my forever land. Forever land.
What a jam.
All right, we got a song.
Beautiful.
Super good.
Let's do one
All right.
together, eh?
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank
everyone.
you so much, everybody. This is
Yeah,
awesome. Thank you,
tuning
Emily.
in.
Thank you, David. I love you guys.
Thanks to the Trinity House. We really appreciate you guys having us out, and we appreciate everything that you do and have done and will continue to do long into the future. And thanks to everybody for coming out. We're going to do an old English folk song, and I think it was written by a guy named John Lennon.
I think you can actually say that now. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's like 68, right? I mean, it's like
A little while
this
ago.
is 68, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
Huh?
What were you saying?
I was going to say, we're going to start with the Love, Love, Love. Right.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
This is a sing-along. I think you know this tune, so feel free to sing at any time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Nothing you can say that can't be said. Nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy.
Nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn to be you in time. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. Love, love, love.
Sing along if you want.
Love, love, love. Love, love, love. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. Love is all you need.
There's nothing you can know that isn't known. There's nothing you can see that isn't shown. There's nowhere you can be where you don't belong. Hey, it's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need. Love is all you need.
Love is all.
Love is all you need.
Love is
is all you need.
Love 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 is all you
Love
need.
is all you need.
Love is all you
Love
need.
is all you need.
This is all you need.
Love 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 is all you need.
Who wants to do it?
Love is
She
all
loves
you
you,
need.
yeah.
Love is all you
Yeah,
need.
yeah, come on.
Love is
She
all you
loves
need.
you,